everybody, and brightest blessings. Lady Leeanna back with you for another episode of Tarot Card Lessons Made Easy. And it's great to be back here talking to you about one of the subjects I hold so near and dear to my heart. The tarot cards, psychic readings, things of that nature. You know, and I wanted to do something a little bit different today. And that is talk to you about providing your services to the public, using your newfound talents within whatever scrying tool you may be using, or maybe some of you haven't even thought about doing this. Some of you are already doing this, and some of you are thinking about it, but not sure whether you like the idea or not, what the odds and ends are in it, or how negative or positive it can be. And that's what I want to cover for you on this show. Now, here I have my own foundational business, and this particular building that I put together myself on this property has been here for over 15 years. And I've been providing this service of tarot card readings out of it for that much time. Before that, I was reading out of my house for over 10 years, and that is okay. You can do that. That is a good, easy way to start. It's cheap and reasonable as far as, you know, being able to live your life, go about your business, or work a job that you're already on, and start getting clients trickling through here and there. And then let it grow from there, and then work your way into an actual building that's put in place for that reason, like I did. You know, but there are a lot of negatives as well as positives in reading the tarot for the public. Now, I've had a woman, when I wasn't wrong on her reading, of course, but I've had a woman storming around my table, pacing, and I kept a billy club by my wall just in case, because this woman was loony. Okay? But pacing and ranting around the table, you don't know my life, you don't know me whatsoever, blah, 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 because she was reacting to the things that was seen in the cards. Of course, she came out after that and told me that I was absolutely correct on everything, but she didn't let me into that part of her life. Well, for one thing, if you don't want to open yourself up to someone, then don't go to them and pay them to get into your head or to get into your life. Don't do it. You know, I thought this was completely nuts. And that is just being plain blunt. I don't care if anybody likes the word or don't like the word. The woman was batting, okay? And she had put up walls. She hated it whenever I got in there. Told me that I was right about the information, but I shouldn't have dug into that portion of her life. Information comes out in the tarot cards. That's why you're there. That's why we're reading. And it may surpass the questions that are actually being asked. Or the questions being asked may be contingent on other information in other aspects of your life. I mean, your love life could badly affect your job if you work for yourself and you don't go to work because you would rather spend time with old Johnny or Vicky. You know, I mean, it just happens. You know, but if you don't want anybody to dig into your life, don't go to them and have your cards read. It's just the way it is. She calmed down, you know, eventually, and I have a good way with people. But yes, I keep a protection around my table, whether a stun gun or a billy club, in case somebody wreaks havoc in my table area. Someone wants to go crazy on me, because you have wild people out there. You have crazy people out there, and you have quite logical people out there. You know, and you never know when you're going to get a fruitcake that starts beating you down because they're overly passionate, and you are digging into their mental mind. You are digging into their personal and private life, even though they are asking you to. You know, so for the readers that are listening, or for those that are striving to be readers, remember, you do get fruitcakes. You do get crazy people, and they could hurt you. So it's good to take measures to assure that this doesn't happen. So there's one of the negatives. Likewise, you have more people than not that don't want their husband or their wife or their friends or their church or whoever, their mother or whatever, know that they're coming to see a psychic reader. And so they'll try to sneak in your door. They'll give you havoc about how their car could be seen, or they want to come in your off time late at night instead because they don't want to be here in the daytime, or they want to park somewhere else, like across the street in the hotel, and have you come and shuttle them across the highway to your business so they can get a reading. And you should always say absolutely not, because once you do this one time, then it's going to be always that they ask you to provide this service. They're always going to be doing this to you. Another negative is if you take calls in the middle of the night or past your business hours, then they're going to always rely on you to do that. Likewise, they're always going to try to call you during your off time. During weekends, if you're off on Sundays, during the night, they don't care. They are distraught. They are worried about things that are bothering them, and I don't judge them for this. They need an emergency practitioner. And so they'll call any hours of the night. If you do not want them disturbing your nighttime routines, taking care of your husband, your wife, your kids, whatever, then you might want to get a personal phone and a business phone and keep those numbers separately. Likewise, when you do get a business phone number, or if you're using a personal phone number, you never want to change that number whatsoever, because that number is going to be your bloodline throughout your years when you're dealing with people. When you want, and you'll hear from people that you haven't had walk into your shop for over a year, or even 3 years, for goodness sakes. I've had that many times, but you will literally have people pop up back into your life that you haven't seen in ages, and they will want a reading. Well, you want them to be able to find you, and if that number is highly publicized on the internet, and I do suggest that, or that you've had it for so long and they've still got it in their phone stored, or they have an old card or whatever, they could contact you. You want that same number. Don't get rid of it, ever. And if you can keep the same address, always do so, because I guarantee you, whenever you change your physical address at which you do business, you're going to lose 3/4 of your clientele. And basically because they're afraid of trying to find you in a new place, even if it's the same town. Or they may just be lazy and not want to, or they may just be too busy and not have time.